We are the force. We are MC.
Royals baseball at Kauffman Stadium. The Royals have won 8 of their last 9 games after beating the Red Sox last night. And tonight, we will come to you from the Blue Moon Tap Room, high above right field, as the Royals continue their 3-game series with the Boston Red Sox. Ryan Lefevre with Mr. Cool, Rex Hudler, hanging out up here with the fans who are having a great time up here. And we're going to tell you all about the Blue Room Tap Room during tonight's broadcast. But let's begin with the game. The Royals lost 9 games in a row to finish off April. And if they can win tonight, they'll be back at 500, and they've dug themselves out of that hole.
Yes, Rhino, it's been a slow climb, and sometimes it is in baseball when you fall that far behind, but it's anybody's division. If you look at the Central, wow, not that it's a soft league or nothing, but look, it's all bunched together. The parity's been there, but look at the Royals creeping on up. But in order for them to get back to 500, Rhino, it will be a tough uphill climb tonight, that's for sure.
And that's what we'll talk about when we come back. All the Royals have to do tonight is beat one of the best pitchers, if not the best pitcher in the American League this year, left-hander Chris Sale. Kansas City is brought to you by Academy Sports and Outdoors, for all for less. All right, so Royals and Red Sox tonight. Now the Red Sox are sending their ace to the mound, Chris Sale, a pitcher the Royals are really familiar with from his time with the Chicago White Sox, but He is on pace for one of the best seasons of his major league career.
No, he's really accepted the challenge of going to Boston. You know, that's a tough place to pitch, but he's accepted his role. He hasn't been getting a lot of run support so far early this season, but he has stepped up and pitched. And it's an event. It's almost like what Pedro Martinez was pitching for the Red Sox. Fans came. They love to watch the entertainment value. That's what Sale brings, and you see what he's done. Wow, he's one of the best. The strikeouts, you know, the walks. He is on top of his game, and you got to admire how he's stepped up from playing in Chicago to now the mighty Boston Red Sox.
Talking about stepping up, how about Matt Strahm in his first major league start? When we come back, Joel and Monty will talk Matt Strahm.
Until first pitch between the Red Sox and the Royals. Chance to win a fourth straight series for the boys in blue. Welcome back to Kauffman Stadium. We got our guys up in right field. Joel Goldberg, Royals Hall of Famer Jeff Montgomery in left field. Chris Sale, his first 79 appearances in baseball were as a reliever, then he became a starter. Matt Strahm, another lanky lefty, first 41 appearances in the big leagues were as a reliever. His 42nd was as a starter. What did you see last time out in his first start?
Well, I was really happy with the fact that the Royals got him 4 runs to work with, but he went out and he attacked the strike zone. He really likes his fastball, has great results with his fastball, and his pitch count was really nice. Threw over 70% strikes, and that's a really big key for a pitcher, especially when you're on a pitch limit. He was able to get through 5 innings, got that win as a starter. Really nice outing for Matt Strahm. He's got to have a little more challenge tonight going against Chris Sale, but he's up for it.
Well, opponents are hitting .205 against Chris Sale on the year, even less against Matt Strahm, and he cruised through 68 pitches, so expectation for more tonight.
Yeah, I would say he's going to be probably in that 80 pitch range, 85 pitch range tonight, so hopefully, again, at least 5, maybe 6 innings from Matt Strahm.
All right, so Matt Strahm, maybe some offense from Lorenzo Cain. That has been in abundance of late. Royals looking for a series win. First pitch is coming up.
Brought to you by Thoroughbred Ford. Every day there's a great deal waiting for you at Thoroughbred Ford. By Menards, save big money at Menards on all your home improvement needs. And by the Chevy Silverado, the most dependable, longest lasting full-size pickup on the road. And you can find yours at your local Mid-America Chevy dealer. Royals have won 8 of their last 9. A win tonight, they are back to 500. The last time the Royals were a 500 team was a little over 2 months ago. The lineups and the first pitch are coming up next. Of summer, so why not? 92 degrees. It'll be in the 90s again tomorrow, and here we are, the top deck of the Blue Moon Tap Room. There we go.
There we are, Rhino.
Royals pitching last night held the Red Sox to just 2 runs on 10 hits. The left-hand bats are out with Matt Strahm on the mound. Benintendi and Moreland on the bench. Sam Travis just called up, will be at first base. Devin Marrero will be at third, and he replaces Pablo Sandoval, who is placed on the disabled list today. All to face Matt Strahm, who's making his second major league start tonight.
That's right. Hopefully he can follow up what he did in his last start. He looked really good. He looked poised. He looked confident, and he had a great tempo. And those are the things that hitters look for. Is he nervous? Is he posturing around? Is he taking his time? Nuh-uh. He's going right after him. Look at the fastball, curve, sliders. That was in his last outing on Thursday. A few change-ups. I thought we'd see more change-ups, but he didn't really need it. Our Ford around the horn, Royals defense, we've got to highlight an Iron Man. That's right. Alcides Escobar, 241st consecutive start. Fantastic. That's the longest streak in the majors. Believe that.
And Strahm's fastball is in for a strike to Mookie Betts. One key in holding the Red Sox to just 2 runs last night. Mookie Betts was 0 for 5. Here's the hard slider, and that's a strike, according to home plate umpire Gary Cederstrom. And it's 0-2.
Same thing as last night when he led off. He was down 0-2 his first time up. Salvi wants him to bounce it. Good spot.
Escobar out. Gordon coming in. Esky takes charge. And so Betts is 0 for 6 to begin this series. So the crew chief will be calling the balls and strikes. Gabe Morales at first. Adrian Johnson at second. Eric Cooper, who was back at the plate last night, will be at third. Chris Young takes over in left field for Andrew Benintendi, who's a left-hand batter. That's over the inside for strike one. We saw Chris Young late last night. He came on as a pinch hitter in the 8th inning and walked.
You know, Ryan, I got to meet the young kid, Andrew Benintendi, today during BP. And I saw him hitting with some of the extra guys, and I said, "Oh, so you can't hit lefties?" And he looked at me, snapped his head around. Of course, no player believes they can't hit anybody. And he just went with it. He went with the flow. Manager put him, didn't put him in there, but you could tell he wanted to face Strom in the biggest way.
And Strom is not a typical lefty. He can present a tough angle for a left-hand batter, and you got to find opportunities to play your reserve guys if you want them to stay sharp.
Exactly right. Young veteran, good hitter. He's got a little pop. Important for Strom to get ahead and stay ahead. No walks. That's it. Make him earn it.
So he's on with one out, and now getting into the middle of the Red Sox order.
Talking with Hall of Famer reliever Jeff Montgomery and myself, we think there's some similarities there. Long and lanky. They're both tall guys. They have long legs, long arms, and if you look at them, they're very similar. They have that same type of sweeping motion. They have a little 3/4 sidearm delivery with the arm angle right there. So look, it's not easy to hit these guys. Let me just tell you that, especially with that arm angle and Sale that throws about 4 or 5 more miles an hour than Strom.
Xander Bogaerts takes a hard slider for a strike. He had 2 hits last night, 2 for 5. Nasty. No balls, 2 strikes. That's the pitch that Dave Eiland introduced to Matt Strom last year. He still throws a loopy curveball, but that hard slider has been a difference maker.
Yeah, and if you see, it starts way in the middle of the left-handed batter's box and ends up in the back leg of the righty in the right-handed side. That's a big breaker. A lot of depth.
Jammed him. Bonifacio long run in from the sunlight to the shadows. 2 down.
You know, Rhino, I could almost hear the jam shot from up here, and without seeing it and being behind the screen like we are most of the time, I could hear the snap of the bat and how it broke it up here in the Blue Moon.
Little farther from home plate than we're used to, and looking at the game from the outfield as opposed to from right behind home plate, but a great spot. High, you can see everything. You can see the positioning of all the players.
No, it's interesting. I love it. And the people here, they're happy as can be to be here at the Royals game tonight.
Runner at first, 2 down to Hanley Ramirez. You brought up Strom's poise in his start against the Angels. That was the first thing that I thought when I was watching him. He was pitch efficient, and he hadn't pitched out of the windup. I mean, he'd been pitching exclusively out of the bullpen, the stretch only, and made a seamless transition going back to the full windup.
You know, it just goes back to the very reason why he's even here. His confidence, and he's not rattled. He doesn't get nervous. And he stayed with what he's done in the minors. He had flashbacks. He goes, okay, I'm just going to turn the page and be a starter like I was in the minors. I'm not going to get worked up. I'm going to just stay what my manager and my pitching coach tell me to do. And that is stay focused, little downhill angle, throw strikes, and let the defense work behind you. But he's not nervous one bit.
0-2, and I talked to Dave Eiland tonight, and I asked him, I said, have you told Matt Strom the same thing you told Danny Duffy when he came out of the bullpen last year, in that don't think about pacing yourself, be on the attack every inning as a starter, just like you were coming out of the pen? He said yes. Same message.
There you go.
Fastball at 95, and he was able to maintain his velocity. You know, it's one thing to say, okay, we want you to stay on the attack, but is a guy going to flame out after a few innings? Well, that was not the case for Strom. His fastball averaged 94 miles an hour, which is basically what he's been averaging all year as a reliever.
It helps if you have stuff up here in the world's highest league. You have to have that's velocity and movement. But if you don't have stuff, you better have some guile. You better have a little bit of mound presence. And when you have both, you have a chance to be successful. Strom has both of those. So we're in the early stages of his major league starting career. We'll see if it continues or not. But his goal, just help our team win. And I like that. They're all pulling on the same end of the rope now, the Royals are. There's no me, I out there.
Almost got him on the back foot. Good to see Salvi back of the plate again tonight. He had last night off until he came on defensively in the top of the 8th inning, caught the 8th and the 9th. He did not have a plate appearance.
Sure is. And Drew, man, did he call that last night or what? He said, you know what, I like the way Drew works, and I like he can get a clutch hit. But the fact that he's working with Hamill so well, it's going to work for us. So will that ground ball.
So a scoreless top of the first for Matt Strom. And now the Royals are coming up against Chris Sale when we come back. Against Chris Sale, Salvador Perez back in there. And as we talked about last half inning, he was probably going to get the night off last night to team up with Jason Hamill. Chesler Cuthbert in there for a second consecutive game. He'll be the designated hitter. Facing Chris Sale, 8-3 with a 2.82 ERA, 136 strikeouts and 18 walks. That is not an error on your screen.
You know, Rhino, that's very impressive, those numbers. There's no doubt. I mean, that's almost unheard of in this game. First pitch pop-up.
That is Sam Travis, who was just called up, making the play at first base.
Speaking of the Red Sox defense, we're going to show you these young men. Travis and Marrero, we called from Pawtucket today. And you know, there's nothing better than making your debut for an intense fan base like the Red Sox or the Yankees than on the road. Make it on the road. There's no pressure. You're in a visiting ballpark. But both of them, a number 1 and number 2 pick, they're solid players.
Joel will have a story later tonight about Devin Marrero, who grew up playing baseball with Eric Hosmer, going back to when they were pre-teens. 0-1 on Bonifacio. Jorge scored a run last night, 1 for 3. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Sale very familiar with the hitters, except for Bonifacio, maybe Merrifield, but this ballpark especially, all of his years with the White Sox. And you know, you read those incredible numbers, Rhino, about strikeouts to walks, and he uses just 3 pitches: fastball, slider, change. Challenges hitters, says here it comes. 2 quick outs. That little angle he's got, he uses the corners very well. He's got a backdoor slider that works, and he'll bring it in from way outside, and the hitter gives up on it, and a lot of called thirds. Changeup's effective as well, but the main thing, all 3 pitches are thrown for strikes.
Lorenzo Cain drove in one of the 2 runs in the bottom of the 7th inning last night to put the Royals in front. 2 more hits last night for Cain, and the Royals have seen a lot of Chris Sale. This is the 32nd game they face Sale, his 21st start, and Lorenzo is one of several Royals who's done well against Sale in the past, but he has an 8-pitch 1-2-3 bottom of the 1st inning. George Brett is going to join us here at the Blue Moon Tap Room when we come back. Well, of course, George's retired number hangs high above left field on the Royals Hall of Fame, but for the time being, he's going to hang out high above right field with us in the Blue Moon Tap Room as Matt Strom goes back to work and misses inside.
We should be in left field. You know that. The sun
because of the sun
beating in our face right now.
George, you feel like you're on the golf course.
You know, I feel like I should have put sunscreen to come to a baseball game at night.
Well, that means we're going to have good communication up here if there's a ball up in the sun, right?
We need that 8-pitch inning.
That's right, which usually always happens when you're up here.
Watch
so
it.
we better get to this quickly, but it's a nice view, isn't it?
It's beautiful up here. You know, I've never been up here. I've been up here before games and stuff, but never during a game. It's actually pretty cool.
Yeah,
it really is.
You know, if you're let's say you're a football fan that really likes to see the whole field and how the defense moves and how plays develop, this would be a good spot from a baseball standpoint. I mean, you can really see the spacing from a different angle that you're used to seeing.
But when I go to a football game, I don't like to sit low. I like to sit high.
Okay.
I like to sit high.
You see the plays develop.
Well, you see everything open up, don't you?
Right.
Yeah. When I go to the KU game or the Chiefs game, I always want to sit high.
Jackie Bradley Jr. takes a leadoff walk against Matt Strom. Well, I don't know what the rules are in live sports on cable about drinking a cold beverage on camera, but let's just say you have a nice cold Blue Moon in front of you. So how do you like Blue Moon beer?
I like it.
Okay.
I really do. I got ice in it because it's so hot. Otherwise, it would be a warm blue moon right now. But I put a little ice in mine tonight. Yeah, we don't normally drink beer in Dayton Suite during the game. So when I came out here and the gal said, some nice lady said, hey, can I buy you a drink? I said, sure, why not? So I got a little beer going right now.
It's only about 100.
Yeah, it's only 100.
We're good.
I take a sip, I feel it coming out of my forehead immediately.
Hey, George.
But this is a great area up here. And it's, what does it seat, 100, 200 people?
100 to 200 people. I mean, it's great for, you could have a family reunion up here. You could have a
company outing.
Yeah.
Just get a bunch of buddies, come on up here.
And how about food and soft drinks are included with the rental cost?
That's why you bring your kids.
Right.
Too. Yeah. I don't think beers are included, just the soft drinks, right?
No.
Right.
But you can see the railing all around here, so you could bring your kids. I mean, they've got nowhere to go. I mean, you would have to watch them every 5 seconds if you're up here.
Well, you know, the whole stadium is so different from when it was when I played here from 73 to 93 because you got all this outfield entertainment. They got suites everywhere. They got, I mean, all kinds of stuff out here that they didn't have. Before, if you hit a home run and you saw it hit the green grass, the grassy knoll we used to call it, you knew it was a long one if you saw the ball land. Now people actually get a chance to pick them up and grab them and see balls go in the water fountain.
George,
there's so many suites out here that are available, and for those of you that have never enjoyed, you know, coming out here and sitting in those suites over there by the Hall of Fame Club or the dugout suites, I mean, it's really a fun deal. I get invited to go once in a while by the Royals to go visit some people in the suite, and I always do it, and it's just amazing how much fun they really have. So.
Yeah. George, were there goats in the outfield when you were here?
No, the goats were gone.
Okay.
Charlie Finley sold the team.
Okay.
He was gone. Ewing Kauffman didn't like goats.
Fizz has some good stories about those.
1-2 on Sam Travis.
George, what's it going to take for Strom to survive as a starter?
I think just keep doing what he's doing. He's going to get a little better every time out, you know. I remember when he was in the minor leagues, I remember Bill Fisher telling me one time, this guy reminds him of Chris Sales. You know, when Chris Sales was young. Lefty, kind of three-quarter delivery. Pretty good command, and he's just going to get better and better. And I just think if we leave him as a starter, he's going to do just fine. I mean, I thought he did an outstanding job his first time out against the Angels. Wasn't it against the Angels?
Was against the Angels.
Yeah.
He gave up an unearned run in the first inning, and then that was it. Over the next 4 innings, he was completely scoreless. And I would think, you know, you being a left-hand hitter,
these are the type of guys you don't want to face.
That's a tough angle.
Guys throwing from that three-quarter arm slot with good velocity and a good breaking ball. It's hard to really keep your hips and shoulder on those
That's
guys,
right.
You know?
Who is the toughest
really
lefty like that at your day?
Well, Randy Johnson. I always say Randy Johnson.
Okay.
And a guy that didn't really throw like Randy Johnson way before Randy's era. I faced Randy, you know, when he came over to Seattle. He didn't have that great control yet, you know, so he was still conveniently wild. So you really never really felt comfortable going in there and facing him. And Hal McRae was my manager, and I was 39 years old. And Hal said, George, after watching me face him one time, he said, you'll never face him again, I promise. I'm always going to give you a day off when he pitches. And sure enough, one day we're losing 2 games, or 2-1 in the bottom of the 8th inning in Seattle, in the old Kingdome. Hal comes up to me and he says, you know, if the score stays the same, you're going to pinch hit with 2 outs in the 9th. Buddy Biancalana was coming up 3rd. So sure enough, it's 2-1, top of the 9th. First guy makes an out, second guy makes an out, and I got a pinch hit against him. You know, it was, put it this way, all I did was walk out of the dugout. I swung 3 or 4 times, fouled one off. I flew out to right field. I came back in the dugout, and I was dripping sweat like I just played 9 innings in this heat. Because you were grinding so bad, you know.
You got a hit off him, though. You're a 1 for 11.
Did I?
Yeah, 5 strikeouts is all. That's good.
No, that's not bad.
No, he's filthy.
Not bad.
He's tough on righties.
But I'll tell you who was really, really good. And people ask me this all the time, who was the toughest guy you ever faced? I always say Ron Guidry. That year, I think he was 27-3,
right,
with a 1-something ERA. I mean, that was 1980 or 79 or 80 or 81. That was as good a stuff as I've ever seen.
Well, you weren't the only guy who probably said Ron Guidry was a handful.
Right.
Yeah, but you hit 321 off a Gator.
How do you know all this?
5 homers.
How do you know that?
We did our homework. We knew you were coming for a week.
Did you know I was going to say those 2 names?
Yeah.
How did I do off Tommy John?
We knew. Tommy John. Ooh,
Come on.
He's soft
He was
tosser.
nasty, too.
I know, but
he was
a
nasty.
flipper.
He was a Vargas.
Exactly.
You know,
those
and
are the
that's
hardest guys to
difference.
face. I
Yeah.
keep telling our audience
I guarantee you one thing: I had a higher batting average off Ron Guidry than I did off Tommy John or all those soft toss and lefties like that.
Right.
Those guys drive you crazy.
You talked about your shoulder. But George, your Charlie Lyle theory, you were closed off, weren't you, with your stance?
Well, sometimes I was close, sometimes I was open. I was always making little adjustments. Always tried to make a little adjustment, depending on who was pitching, how I was swinging. If I was hooking the ball too much, I'd close up and concentrate on hitting the ball the other way. If I was hitting too many balls to left field that I thought I should be pulling, I'd open up a little bit and just try to be a little quicker in. So it's always making an adjustment.
Okay, more adjustments with your hands and upper body, or your feet, your toe hole where you sit.
I would say my feet, which kind of gave me a direction of where I was going to try to hit the ball.
You hit 234 off of TJ.
See?
Yeah.
Who had better stuff? Who would you rather have on your team, Tommy John, or Ron Guidry?
Gator's slider was nasty.
Yeah, it was nasty.
Yeah. I'm going with Gator.
So what are we thinking?
Stuff.
What are we thinking about the team? You liking it?
Well, I will confess that the first month of the season, when
You're a
people
little
would
shaky.
ask, well, I thought, there's just something missing, and
Well,
now they're playing like they did in
do you know what
14
I
and 15.
Yeah, exactly. Do you know what I thought was missing? I thought we had 4 guys that knew they were free agents.
Which,
and they're going to go, I'm going to go out and I'm going to do this and I'm going to make a lot of money next year, rather than putting their own performance aside and saying, I'm going to go out and help this team win. And then all of a sudden they were all doing so bad, they said, I'm just going to help the team win, and everybody's doing better.
That's all on the same end of the road.
Yeah.
And George, I saw the same thing. But
now
they're only human, and they're all reading about the new power we're supposed to have and more homers
that
this year.
That was the biggest kiss of death in spring training.
I
They
agree.
said, we're going to hit a lot more home runs. So I'm going, uh-oh, that's not good.
Right.
Because I've said this so many times to you, to both of you guys, home runs come as a result of a good swing. Home runs don't come from swinging really hard.
Right.
They come from a result of having a good swing, and when you're thinking about hitting a home run, you don't put a good swing on.
Tell the story that you would say to the minor leaguers all the time about the year when you tried to hit home runs. And
well, I never really tried, because Charlie had an etched in my brain that if you hit it hard, it will go far.
Right.
But that's my big thing about hitting. If you try to hit something far, I play a lot of golf. Every time I try to get on a par 5 and 2, I got to hit a good drive. I hit a terrible drive. If I just try to hit the ball hard, sure enough, I can maybe get there in 2. But I know every time I swing really hard at a golf ball, I don't hit it very good. But if I just try to be quick and through, I hit it hard, it will go far. And I think that's the big deal, that when you really mature as a hitter, you never try to hit a home run. All you try to do is hit it hard.
And when you do you swing 70%?
I swing 80. I swing 80.
80.
I practice at 70.
Okay.
I practice at 70 and probably swung 85 to 90.
Thank
but
you.
I never swung 100.
Okay.
Never swung 100.
I like to use that analogy because when you swing easier and try easier, usually you get better results.
And that's one of the things in pressure that Charlie Lau told me when I was very, very young, coming up in the major leagues. Game on the line, don't try harder, try easier. Because if you try harder, you get that tension. You get that tension.
George, that's why I was a bench player. I was
You
always
had
too
that
tight.
tension.
I
You
was
had that
tight.
tension.
I couldn't.
Well,
I couldn't let it go.
you're wound that way.
I know.
Everything you do, you're like that.
I was
Rex.
more of a football player.
Yeah,
in a
you had
baseball
the
player's
football
body.
mentality.
But Steinbrenner's money was so much greater than the Dan Devine's scholarship. I had to take it. Anyway, it's a lot of fun. George,
If you had to do it over, would you do the same thing?
Absolutely. I learned more about myself and how to handle failure than I did whatever
This is the longest inning I've ever been on with you guys.
I remember being around the cage in spring training, and I don't remember the specifics, but you were talking to a guy in his first big league camp, and you said, hey, how many home runs did you hit last year?
Yeah.
He says, I hit 20. How many at-bats? 400. Let me ask you a question. How many times did you go up to the plate trying to hit a home run? He goes, I don't know, probably like 350 times.
Yeah.
And how many did you hit?
None.
2?
Yeah.
Okay, so you hit 2 out
For
of
350, and you're 18 for 18 not trying.
Right.
How many are you going to hit this year?
I remember seeing the look. I don't remember who it was. I wish I knew who it was, but the look on his face was like, I never thought about that before.
Hey, does Moose have a chance to break Balboni's home run
Yeah, I
record?
think he does.
Okay.
I think he does. Moose has looked this good. He hasn't really gone in a slump all year.
No.
And
He's been the same since day one.
You know, every once in a while, in my opinion, he gets a little too pull conscious, and he'll do that for 2 or 3 games, and then the next day you'll see him shoot a couple to left.
You know why?
And then all of a sudden, last night, he drops down a bunt.
He told me when he wants to go to left, he can.
Yeah, well,
he's
you
mature.
know why?
He's a much
you know
more
why?
mature hitter.
Oh, a lot more than he was 2 or 3 years ago.
Oh.
You could have put 9 guys on this side of the field, and he said, I'm going to get a hit. I'll show them.
Thanks, George. That went about 10 minutes longer than it normally does.
That's all right.
Thanks.
That's all right. But come out and enjoy the suites. It's a wonderful area out here.
Unlimited baseball break. Look at this. Eric Hosmer suddenly leads at first base with 9 days to go in the fan voting. He has about a 50,000 vote lead over Yonder Alonso of the A's. So don't take this for granted. Keep voting, because you know A's fans, Tigers fans, as Miguel Cabrera has dropped to third, you know there's going to be a big push in those 2 markets to get their guy to the top spot. So keep voting at Royals.com for both Eric Hosmer and Salvador Perez, who has a big lead behind the plate.
That's right, folks. Don't let off the gas pedal. That game's going to be special down in Miami. We got to get Haas there.
July 11th on Fox. Eric Hosmer, in his second at bat last night, hit a 2-run home run to center field. Rutledge at second, underhands to Travis at first base, and there's one down in the second inning. So Sale has 1 strikeout. We showed you his enormous strikeout numbers, but the Royals, there might have been a couple of outings where you can say they really hit Chris Sale hard. I mean, knocked him out. But what they were able to do against Chris Sale, which a lot of other teams couldn't, was at times take the strikeout away from him. He had very few big strikeout games against the Royals.
And one of the reasons, too, is that the Royals are such a contact hitting team that Sale throws so many strikes. Look at him. That's 2 different pitches there. Same pitch, but he took some speed off of that last one there. So he's creating. But you can see the averages versus Sale, very impressive, to say the least. But it's because he throws strikes, and we're an aggressive hitting team.
Salvi didn't get a good read on those last 2 pitches, and he's down on 3 pitches for Sale's second strikeout.
Not easy. That's almost sidearm. Look at that riser. That ball looked like it rose 3 inches. And it was a fooler, especially after those 2 breaking balls that he threw Salvi with different speeds.
So 2 down to Mike Moustakas. 1 for 4 last night with a bunt single. And that's hammered out our way. And gone. Mike Moustakas hits number 19 this year and number 100 in his career.
A moose bomb for number 100 off Chris Sale, the best pitcher in the world. Ho, 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 Moose, you struck gold. A cookie right down the middle that you didn't miss. Great head position, beautiful swing, swung about 85% like George Brett just talked to us. That was sweet.
And that's his first career home run against Chris Sale.
He was wanting that 100th in the worst way out on the West Coast, but look, didn't happen. And Rhino, he did it right here at the K, right in front of his home crowd. Love it.
That is just the 7th home run allowed by Chris Sale in over 100 innings. Pop up to the right side of the infield, and Sam Travis brings it down to end the inning. The Royals' first run tonight is a home run, and a milestone home run for Mike Moustakas, number 100. Right now, well, one at least would be the Cleveland Indians. They've won 6 in a row. Corey Kluber shut out the Orioles last night, a 12-0 Cleveland victory. So their lead in the Central is 2.5 games over Minnesota. Minnesota was off last night. There's a strike to Devin Marrero, and Cleveland is out in front in Baltimore tonight. They have a 5-2 lead in the top of the 5th inning. Minnesota's at home against Chicago. They lead 2-0 in the 3rd. 0-2 on Devin Marrero, a one-time high school teammate of Eric Hosmer in Florida. Mike Moustakas back out on defense after hitting his 100th career home run.
This young man has good hand-eye coordination. He's got some pull power, but right now he's a line drive hitter. They think he might develop into a decent power hitter someday, but right now he's a gap-to-gap guy. Soft hands. He's a good defender. Quick feet. He has the actions out there at third base like a shortstop, so he has high marks for defense. Good swing.
Bonifacio plays it off the side wall. And Marrero's into second base with a leadoff double.
Oh, he just waited to click on this breaker. See, it hung, it stayed up, but that's a beautiful swing. That's exactly how you hit that breaker. A backdoor coming in from the outside part of the plate. He waited, took the bottom hand right to the ball, laced it.
So the Royals just got a run in the bottom of the second, and now the Red Sox have a runner at second. Nobody out. Top of the order coming up. Inside corner, a strike to Mookie Betts. He popped a short in the first inning and is 0 for 6 to begin this series. He hit .458 against the Royals last year, and that included a 5 for 5 game in Boston.
That first strike Strom threw. That's 9 of 10 first strikes he's thrown tonight. That's making Dave happy. Getting ahead of hitters. That's what you want to do.
Strom gave out a 1-out single in the first, leadoff walk in the second, able to work around those. Now trying to get around a leadoff double in the third. 1 and 2 on Mookie Betts.
Shocking. You see what he's done against the Royals. I'm just going to say that he went 0 for 5 last time. What's a shocker. So right now when he's down 2 strikes, he wants to at least try to move the runner over, make it productive out to the right side if he can. Jam shot.
Shallow center field, and it drops. And Marrero got a great read. He scores. No hesitation there. And now Betts, after the throw home, goes into second base.
You're right, Marrero. He knew that no one was going to catch that ball. It was a jam shot in on Betts' hands. And Locane got excited, but because of the read Marrero got, that he had no chance to throw him out. Wanted to just hit the cutoff man. Watch Marrero. Look at him. He already read it. Look at it. I'm off. I'm going. And Locane had no chance. Paz would have cut that ball and would have kept Betts at first base. Didn't happen. They just changed places now.
So it's a single, an RBI, and an error on Kane that allows Betts to go to second base. So tied at 1, and now another runner at second base with nobody out. Red Sox did this to the Royals last night. The Royals got 2 in the bottom of the third inning for the game's first lead, and then Boston in the next half inning tied the game with a 2-run home run. One and 0 on Chris Young. We'll see if he takes a shot at right field here, which is not typically the Red Sox way. Normally their lineup is loaded with power, but they have the fewest home runs in the American League. 1 and 1. We were telling you last night, the last time the Boston Red Sox were last in the league in home runs was 1993.
Yeah,
the year before that was 1934.
That's amazing.
Did he go? No. Gabe Morales is the first base umpire.
So, you know, because did he go? Looked like it to me. Because of the lack of power, they've increased their speed. They're 6th in the league in steals.
Jammed again. Strom is doing a great job in the first 3 innings of getting that slider in on the hands of the right-hand batters. He really made a good pitch on Mookie Betts, who on a jam swing was able to drop one into shallow center field.
Nothing frustrates a pitcher more. When you execute a pitch inside to a righty, you're a lefty, and you jam him. That's supposed to be a little ground ball out. They flares it overhead, boy, that'll frustrate him. Betts wants to steal. I can just tell by his body language watching him. He wants to steal, but he knows there's nobody out, and there's really no urgency unless he can make it 100%.
3-2.
Beauty. That's exactly where he wants to miss if he's going to. Not over the middle like he did with Marrero.
Got him. So a strikeout, no advance, and Betts is at second base with 1 out.
Excellent changeup. Looked good. Oh, wasn't a change. He looked like he threw that slider.
Three strikeouts for Strom. And now Betts at second for Xander Bogaerts. Out on a fly out to right field in the first inning. You and I didn't do the game that Strom pitched together in Anaheim, and I wondered if going to the rotation was not just going to be good for the Royals, but maybe for him, because he's such an amped up, breathing fire type of a guy when he comes out of the bullpen.
Yep.
That's pulled foul. You know, when you send a guy to the bullpen, you know, you want him to pitch with more conviction, you know, really hone in on his two best pitches, you know, pitch maybe with a little more emotion. But for Strom, the emotion and the conviction's there. If anything, maybe just backing off a little bit.
Yeah, I think it's good. We were listening to the Hall of Famer talk about how, you know, easy and how less is more, and try to take a couple deep breaths and relax, and you're able to execute. And when you relax, your muscles are reacting quicker. But Strom has that mentality, very strong mentally.
Oh, 2 on Bogaerts. One of the best in baseball, hitting with 2 strikes. On the ground to Moustakas. Betts goes back to second base, 2 down. Through the Diamond of Dreams Teva silent auction, fans can purchase one of 100 spots to watch a game from the rooftop up here with us, the Blue Moon Tap Room, with Mike Sweeney and Joe Randa for just $99. That includes food, drinks, and a meet and greet with former Royals third baseman Joe Randa, Royals Hall of Famer Mike Sweeney. Sign up at diamond17.gesture.com. Hanley Ramirez with a runner at second base. Salvi gives it a look, but it's back into the crowd. 0-1 on Hanley Ramirez. He grounded out to third base in the first inning.
Hanley just hitting 183 with runners in scoring position this year. Not a good mark for your DH.
Mookie Betts has driven in Devin Marrero to tie the game here in the third inning. Royals got a home run from Mike Moustakas in the bottom of the second. One and one. Well, if you're a right-hand batter tonight against Matt Strom, you better be ready inside. That's about all he's going with here in the first few innings, whether it's his fastball or his slider.
Extremely effective pitch against righties. That's the same pitch, that last one that Strom threw, that Betts jammed and broke his bat over the shortstop's head. Nice spot there. Because when you throw inside to that hitter, you get him shaking his head. You see how Hanley was shaking his head, saying, you put a little bit of indecision in his mind now, and then you go soft with a changeup away or a backdoor breaker, because you got him conscious inside.
Inside again, 2-2. Marrero doubled. Betts singled him home, and then he went to second on a throwing error by Lorenzo Cain. So he was at second base with nobody out. Strom has gotten a strikeout and a ground out. Much higher pitch count in the first 3 innings tonight than he was Thursday at the Angels. And Ramirez hits it back to the screen. Still 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Numbers are against Ramirez right now. He's just hitting 161 against lefties. Talked about him hitting well under 200 with runners in scoring position. So maybe Strom can get rid of him here in a run producing situation.
Pounded foul, and the Royals are expecting Ramirez to pull the ball with the infield swung over to the left. He only has one guy to get it by on the right side, but he's trying to pull it, and Strom's trying to help him out in doing so by pitching him inside one pitch after another. Strike 3 over the inside, so a run scores, but the Red Sox after the run had a runner at second and nobody out, and Strom gets out of that. Come on up here, the Blue Room Tap Room. You'll love the view, you'll love the food. And for over 30 years, Ben has been the executive director for Kansas City Community Gardens, a nonprofit organization whose mission is to help low-income families and community groups grow food. The organization is currently supporting over 500 community vegetable gardens at local nonprofit organizations, impacting more than 20,000 people throughout the metropolitan area. And enjoying the game tonight from the Buck O'Neil Legacy seat.
Thank you, Ben. What you do, buddy?
Escobar, Gordon, and Merrifield in a 1-1 tie, bottom of the 3rd inning. Base hit right field, and we have been saying that a lot in the past week after saying that very infrequently the first third of the season.
Yep, you're right. And, you know, Escobar's calling for the ball right there. I think that's a monumental hit.
That is number 1,000 for Escobar as a Royal. So we've had 2 milestone hits tonight. Mike Moustakas with home run number 100. Escobar base hit number 1,000 as a Royal.
Congratulations, both of you stars. And the ball gets sent off to the authenticator. To get the monumental hit off of anybody, is awesome. But to get it off Chris Sale, I think it means a little bit more. When you start bragging and telling the stories when you're 5, 6, 7, 10 years out of your baseball career. Because a lot of people will ask you, like they asked George, who'd you get your 3,000th hit off of? Moose, who'd you get your 100th hit off of? Or your 100th home run? So it adds a lot when you have a star pitcher like that.
Alex bunting. Sale throws him out. Interesting, after the first foul ball from Alex, 1 strike into the at-bat, the Red Sox were convinced he wasn't going to bunt, so they shifted their infield after that first strike, and Alex surprised them by putting 1 down.
Yeah, like it, beautiful. He squared it plenty of time. And look, he's sure he's going to shoot for a base hit. If he wanted to get it down the line better, he might have had that, but it's going to go down as a sac bunt.
So now the Royals with a runner in scoring position, 1 out. Whit Merrifield swung at the first pitch from Chris Sale tonight and popped out to the first baseman Travis. Takes a slider for a strike, 0-1. Whit was on that list of Royals we showed you an inning ago, who's done well against Chris Sale in the past.
And 263 average with a runner in second base and beyond.
Oh, and 2 on Whit. And when you look at what the Royals have done against Chris Sale, I mean, it's pretty remarkable compared to the rest of the league. The Royals in Chris Sale's career have hit 277 against him, which isn't an enormous number. But the rest of the league combined hits 216 against Chris Sale.
And that number there makes the other number enormous.
1 and 2 on Whit.
I just think, you know, every time we face a pitcher that throws a lot of strikes and walks very few, that favors the Royals always, no matter who they are. And I think that's one of the reasons why they've had success against Sale. And they beat him with the White Sox. And then the next time they faced him, they said, okay, we're confident. We know we can beat you. And that's really what carries an offense against a strong pitcher, is confidence. Got to have it. If you beat him once, you could beat him again.
Just showed you he has a losing record in his career against the Royals. 9 and 10. Good ERA, under 3. And also a couple of saves. Joel was reminding us at the beginning of the broadcast that Chris Sale began his big league career pitching out of the bullpen. And with his frame, and he's filled out some since becoming a major leaguer, but still 6'6", 180. That's pretty light for a guy who's 6'6". Some thought with his max effort delivery and with that angle that he has that he wouldn't be able to make it as a starter, that maybe he would be a closer.
Didn't have the durability, the body to handle it. That's what the scouts look for in a starting pitcher. Big physical guys. Whitley doing what he likes to do. See pitches, foul off the borderline pitches, wait for the cookie. He does a great job. His bottom hand is stronger than his top hand, and he leads with it. Fouls a lot off down the right field line.
Welcome to Kauffman Stadium. That'll be out of play. Still 1-2. Witt had the game-winning RBI last night, breaking a 2-2 tie with 1 out in the 7th inning. Singling against Blaine Boyer and driving in Ramon Torres, and then he scored on a base hit from Lorenzo Cain. That is just to our right. That's our view tonight from the Blue Moon Tap Room, high above right field. Another foul ball.
All right, 9th pitch coming for Whitley, wearing him down. Leon's going to go out, have a little chat with him, with Chris Sale, and say, hey man, you know what? Why don't we just try a fastball down the middle with this guy? All right, maybe he'll hit it at somebody. He's taxing your pitch count.
The Royals and Fox Sports Kansas City are offering a unique way for fans across the Midwest to enjoy a game here at Kauffman Stadium. The Rays Royal Fan Express. Next stop is Topeka on June 24th. Go to Royals.com/Fan Express for more information. That would be the home city of Royals radio producer engineer Don Free. Back to Sale. He'll make sure that Escobar stays at second, and then throws out Merrifield after a long battle, and there are 2 down.
Look at that. He hit him a changeup, and you could see Sale didn't know what to do with it. Hard enough to hit it, let alone catch it too sometimes.
So Escobar at second, 2 down. And Bonifacio at the plate. Sale struck him out in the 1st inning. Royals have been scoring a lot of runs lately with 2 outs. They have another 2-out run tonight. Three of their 4 runs last night came with 2 outs. 6 of their 7 runs on Sunday in Anaheim came with 2 outs. So they've got Chris Sale right where they want him.
That's right.
That stayed outside. 2 balls and no strikes.
Man, he's hoping home plate umpire Gary Cedarstrom would give him that. That's a backdoor deluxe. He loves it. Chris Sale, he likes that pitch. Cedarstrom said, got to get more of the plate.
Changeup. Bonifacio, who struck out on a fastball in the 1st inning, was not going to let a fastball get by him. 2-0 in this inning. And Chris Sale, in an old baseball line, pulled the string on him.
And pitches a little bit backwards. 2-0, you're thinking fastball, but it didn't happen. He's not going to give in.
Lays off the high fastball at 96. 3-1.
He wouldn't throw him a fastball 2-0. I doubt he will 3-1 here. You see Leon, he's going through the signs. He hits his chest protector and a couple of shins. So he's trying to disguise the signs. Yeah. No, he didn't give it to him.
Backdoor breaking ball. Wow.
He did. He threw a better one than that, the one he didn't call a strike.
The pitch started way outside.
Oh,
yeah.
Man.
A guy like Chris Sale doesn't need any more help.
No.
He's just fine when he's in the strike zone.
That would look like ball 4.
Foul tip and a strikeout. So Sale has gotten Bonifacio twice. We're at the Blue Moon Tap Room, and when we come back, we'll talk to the founder of Blue Moon Beer. Blue Moon Tap Room high above right field, and we're going to visit with the founder of Blue Moon, Keith Villa. And do you ever get used to seeing your creation on a shirt or on a big signage panel at a major league ballpark?
It's always surreal because it's like a dream come true.
Right.
And the fun part is that we're now in our 22nd year of brewing Blue Moon, and we're in 25 countries.
Wow. And it's described, here we are talking to you at a baseball game, but born in a ballpark. Why was Blue Moon born in a ballpark?
I launched it at Coors Field in Colorado, September 14th of 1995. And back then we had our little brewery in right field, almost exactly like this place right here. And back then, I launched, and it became the #1 selling craft beer brand in the U.S. And I'm not aware of any other major craft brands that were born in a ballpark.
Well, congratulations. That's a heck of a story.
It's been a lot of fun. It's 22 years, and we're all about baseball and having fun.
Keith, I understand that you're maybe just one of 3 in the world that have a PhD in brewery. Is that correct?
I went to Belgium and I was actually at the University of Brussels in Belgium, and I got my doctorate, my PhD in brewing, and I'm one of a handful of people in the world that actually brews beer and is a doctor.
Wow, that's impressive.
Dr. Villa. So we should be calling you Dr. Villa?
I can cure what ails you. Sorry, I'm not a comedian.
Yeah, you've never used that line before, I'm sure. Yeah.
That's pretty impressive. Oh, way to go. Well, in Belgium, how was it? Did you like Belgium? Is their beer better than ours out here?
Well, it's very different, very different.
Okay.
Much like wine. Our beer here is really designed to be drunk and enjoyed with friends here at a baseball game. I mean, here we're having fun, we're drinking Blue Moon. Over there, it's more beer that you enjoy like a wine with food and stuff. And a lot of the beer is brewed to be high alcohol, and it's just real unique. A lot of monks brew beer, so yeah, if ever you want to become celibate and become a monk, you can open up your own Trappist brewery.
Me?
There you go. No chance.
I don't think that's
you don't know him very well.
Oh, okay.
He's probably more along the lines of getting a degree in brewing than he is becoming a celibate monk.
Well, no question. Oh, Keith, way to go.
That's well hit to left field. Alex is back, and that's off the bottom of the wall. Jackie Bradley Jr. racing around third, and Escobar's throw is a good one, but it's a little late. And the Red Sox take the lead on the long double by Sam Travis.
Check it out. Strom looked like he threw a little slider that stayed up in the zone at 80 miles an hour. That ball was elevated, and he was able to rake it. Sam Travis, he didn't miss it. Jackie Bradley got a good jump, good speed. Escobar's throw, it was a nice throw, but just not enough time in the relay.
Keith, how'd you come up with the name Blue Moon?
Well, a lot of people ask that, and I wish I had come up with the name, but in fact, our administrative assistant came up with the name. I was racking my brains trying to come up with a cool name for the brewery, and at the last minute, she finally said, great beers like this only come around once in a blue moon. She said, why don't we call it Blue Moon Brewery?
Safe at first base, Josh Rutledge, after a nice play at third by Moustakas. The throw was a little late. What was the name going to be? Or what was the best you had to offer before she came up with Blue Moon?
What we were probably going to go with was something like Castle Rock Brewing Company, and she came up with Blue Moon, and it made sense because she said, you know, great beers like this only come around once in a blue moon.
Right.
And a blue moon, for those people that don't know what it is when you have 2 full moons in a month, which happens about every 2.5 years. That second full moon is referred to as the blue moon. And it made perfect sense. And we launched with it, and we weren't a success at the beginning because back in '95, the beer world, the craft beer world, was way different than it is now. People didn't appreciate craft unfiltered beers that were cloudy. They didn't appreciate an orange stuck on it, and took a lot of hard work to get people to understand it and appreciate it. And now we're the #1 selling craft beer brand in the U.S.
Keith, how are the fans? How are you getting feedback from being up here in the Blue Moon tap room? How's that going?
Oh gosh, it's awesome. People, well, first off, people see my shirt. It says Blue Moon, and they say, "Oh, do you work for Blue Moon?" And what I say is, I'm the guy who founded it. And people, of course, people don't believe it. It is fun though to tell people that I started Blue Moon. It's a great way to start a conversation.
And then you have parties up here tonight. You're having an individual gathering of folks. It's a great place to gather and watch a game, huh?
Well, it's great because the cool part is that our brewery in Denver makes a lot of different beers. At any point in time, we'll have 24 beers on tap, and we send kegs here to this tap room to actually enjoy. And we've got 4 beers here on tap that you can only find right here in this stadium. You can't find them anywhere else in Kansas or Missouri, or in fact, the United States.
Do you have any other locations similar to this at other ballparks in the major leagues?
Just Denver and here.
Really?
That's
Okay.
it.
Just right up and down I-70. Perfect.
You're right.
Good. Well, congratulations. That's a great story. And I know it's been a long time, but it's the first time we've had a chance to hear your story. And thanks for spending some time with us. Thanks for having us up here. And
gosh, it's been my pleasure. This is awesome. It's like sitting in Coors Field. But you guys have a much better team, and but watching the sunset for us, it would be setting over the Rockies, the Colorado Rocky Mountains. Here, it's setting in the west. You have so many fans here that are just having a great time. You guys will probably take another World Series win, and
then Blue Moon for everybody.
We will cheers. Right? We'll give you guys a toast and again.
All right, thanks a lot, Keith.
Thanks
we'll
for coming.
Thank you,
go
gentlemen.
back to enjoying the game tonight.
Cheers.
All
I
right.
will.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Keith Villa, the founder of Blue Moon. And that ball's going to skip away from Salvi, and a couple of runners are going to move up 90 feet. So 2-1 Boston, and now runners at second and third with nobody out. And that's a wild pitch on Strom.
That was a ball that Salvi usually keeps in front of him, but his body looked like it was turned a little bit towards the third base dugout, and it kind of kicked that way. It's like Red Sox taking advantage of some elevation in the zone by Strom. There's another one elevated.
And that will score 2 more. So Travis scores from third, Rutledge scores from second, and Leone has a double. And now the first 4 have reached, and 3 have scored in the top of the 4th inning. And suddenly that's it for Matt Strom, who gave up just 1 run, 3 hits in the first 3 innings, but single, double, 3 runs home, nobody out. And after 75 pitches, which is about where Strom would be as he is elevating his pitch count, he's out, and Scott Alexander is a Chevy call to the bullpen. Fourth inning, Matt Strom right around his pitch limit, and he's out with nobody out in the top of the 4th inning. The can't miss event of the summer hits South Beach when baseball's biggest stars take the field for the MLB All-Star Game July 11th, and it's only on Fox. So one lefty to another lefty. Scott Alexander will pitch to Red Sox number 9 hitter Devin Marrero. 1.57 earned run average for Scott Alexander. Making just his 15th appearance. He spent some time on the disabled list with a hamstring injury. And Marrero wants to bunt, and he bunts it foul.
Alexander, sinker, slider. More sinkers than sliders. A lot of ground balls to the left side from right-handed hitters.
Marrero doubled leading off the 3rd inning and scored on the Mookie Betts base hit. That tied the game at 1. And now another wild pitch. This time it's Alexander skipping one past Salvador Perez. And Leon goes to 3rd with nobody out.
Just pulled that one big time. Salvi had no chance.
Kane into right center field. That's plenty deep enough. Leon scores, so that was an expensive wild pitch. And now 4 in the 4th for the Red Sox and a 4-run lead.
Tell you what, John Farrell, he's getting a nice little jolt in the arm from Sam Travis and Devin Marrero. Doing a good job for him tonight.
So 2 runs all of last night for the Red Sox, and now they have 5 in the first 4 innings tonight. Mookie Betts takes inside. He drove in the Red Sox first run in the 3rd. Downstairs 2-0. That finishes off the line for Matt Strahm. 5 runs, 7 hits in 3 innings plus 4 batters. And now 3-0 on Betts.
Strahm never got too high after his first outing against the Angels. He didn't get all giddy and excited. I liked what he said to the media. That's important. He said, hey, look, it was exciting for me, no question about it, but look, I got another start to come, and I'm looking forward to focusing on that. And that's what you do. You can't get too excited. This game's tough. Humble pie is right around the corner waiting for everybody.
Three and 2 on Betts. Danny Duffy through a simulated game today. Nate Carnes is going to begin another throwing program after having a setback first time trying to come back from the disabled list. Good pitch on 3 and 2. And Escobar gets Betts for the 2nd out. There's Danny Duffy warming up before his simulated game earlier today. Our University of Kansas Health System injury report update. Ned Yost told us that it was more than just a simulated game, that Danny's stuff, his velocity, his movement did not look like somebody who was coming back from an oblique injury, throwing free and easy. The key now is to see how Danny feels tomorrow. Does that oblique tighten up after pitching today, going to bed, waking up tomorrow, or if it feels good, then they're talking about maybe one more simulated game and then off for a rehab assignment.
Yeah, the simulated game is you're facing real hitters, usually the reserves, the extra guys. Like today it was Butera and it was Ramon Torres. And you know, watching every pitch like I did today of Duffy's simulated game. He looked good, but I was impressed with Ramon Torres. He, from the right side, put 2 line drives out there during that simulated game against Duffy.
Here's a line drive into left center field. Kane cuts it off, and that holds Chris Young to a long single, and that is base hit number 5 for the Red Sox in this inning.
Yeah, nice job by Kane getting that, cutting it off, holding him to a single. But anyway, those simulated games are designed to give the pitcher some live looks. And you see that live look there from the home plate camera there. Kane, nice job. And you know, the kid Ramon Torres, his hands, how good they are up at the plate from both sides of the plate has been impressive. Like what they see from him.
Good pitch over the inside to Bogarts.
But just great news seeing Duffy out there pitching, running, doing his exercises. I thought it was going to be a lot longer.
And that got him at second base. Close to a 3rd wild pitch in the inning, but Salvi makes a good throw down to second. The Red Sox say hang on.
From our nice perch out here in right field, it looked like Salvi gloved it, took it to his throwing hand, and got it to Merrifield in time. Let's see, did he get the tag on him? Yeah. It looked like it from here, but we'll see.
There was no argument from Chris Young, so he thought he was out, and the Red Sox will not challenge. But Boston gets 4 to take a 4-run lead. Up in the bottom of the 4th inning, Eric Hosmer will bat second in the inning. He is all-star worthy. He was the all-star MVP last year in San Diego, and now it looks like he's on his way to Miami, his hometown, as he has jumped ahead of both Miguel Cabrera and Yonder Alonso. So keep voting at Royals.com. You can vote today, you can vote tomorrow, you can vote the day after that. Let's send Eric to Miami on July the 11th.
Absolutely. Way to go, fans. Keep it up.
There are only 9 days left for the fan vote. It ends on June the 29th. Kane grounded to short in the 1st inning. 1 ball and 2 strikes. The Royals had the first lead. Mike Moustakas homer to right field against Sale with 2 outs in the 2nd inning. Boston tied at the top of the 3rd, and they just scored 4 in the 4th. Still 1-2 on Kane.
Couple runners on, couple bloops and a blast, and we showed you what the Royals have done against Sale in their career, and it's been impressive. 4-run lead, there's probably some folks going, well, this is over. Sale's so good. Maybe the folks in Boston are turning off their sets. But look, Royals fans believe, and so do the Royals. Plenty of time.
Salvi will come up third in the inning. Full count. Sale has not walked a hitter, and he has struck out 3. Still 3-2. Into left field, Chris Young is there, and there is one down. Hosmer grounded out to second base his first time up. Kia puts us in the driver's seat, and you don't say this very often, but a left-hand batter, Eric Hosmer, has been in the driver's seat against Chris Sale. He's the only lefty with 3 home runs against Sale, and 2 of those were in one game. His career average is .367, but more recently 12 for his last 21, including a ground out tonight.
And you know, Moose, that's the 3rd home run he hit for his 100th today. That's the 3rd home run Sale's given up against the lefty this season. The other 2 was Morrison and Kiermaier of Tampa Bay in the same game.
And now 2 down to Salvi. Sale had him all mixed up on back-to-back pitches in the second inning. First, a real slow looping curveball that was down and in, and then a fastball up and away. Taking all the way, and strike 1. Salvi did not get an at-bat last night. He came on late defensively. He has a 10-game hitting streak. Academy Sports and Outdoors leaderboard. Those are the longest streaks in the American League. He'll have to wait another at bat as he grounds to Marrero, who throws it in the dirt. Marrero called up earlier today. So was Sam Travis at first, who saves an error. Ball is brought to you by the Missouri Lottery. Every ticket played gives back to Missouri schools, so play it forward with the Missouri Lottery. And by Ford, going further so you can. How about that for food? That's up here in the Blue Moon Tap Room, high above right field. All kinds of delicious choices, both food and beverage.
Nice.
And there we are.
Sun's down now. It's good. We're okay. I wonder if they sell any aloe vera up here. Because I gotta use a little bit on my face. Oh man. Sun's down. Cooling off.
Scott Alexander a strike to Xander Bogaerts, who was at the plate, and Chris Young tried to advance on what would have been a wild pitch, but Salvador Perez gunned him down at second base. No balls, 2 strikes. Nobody has more hits in the major leagues with 2 strikes than Xander Bogaerts. 46. Nice big hop for Moustakas. 1 down in the 5th inning.
Got him.
We hope you'll join the Royals in celebrating Hispanic heritage with Viva Los Reales. That's Saturday against the Blue Jays. Before the game, there will be live music on the Outfield Experience stage, and local restaurants will compete in the annual Salsa Showdown to earn the title of Best Salsa in KC. Get here early. The first 10,000 fans through the gates will receive an exclusive Los Reales barbecue apron presented by Academy Sports and Outdoors. That's Saturday, and don't forget, Saturday is a day game. We are not yet into the dates where Saturday is a 6 o'clock start or a 6:15 start. It will be 1:15 this Saturday. Tomorrow is also a day game. It's going to be hot tomorrow, but it's supposed to cool off this weekend. Cool off considerably this weekend. 2-0 on Hanley Ramirez. We're looking at a high of 80 on Saturday, 76 degrees on Sunday.
Oh man, it's more spring weather.
In fact, if you go back a day sooner, the cold front arrives on Friday. 82 for a high on Friday, 80 on Saturday. Saturday afternoon game, remember, Sunday afternoon 76. So if you're looking at your schedule and you're going, well, I'd sure like to go see the Royals, but I don't want to melt in my seat for those day games, it's going to be very nice.
Good to hear. That'll be the Blue Jays too, folks.
And now that the sun is almost done in setting tonight, it's become a very pleasant night at the ballpark. 91 degrees at first pitch tonight. 3-2 on Hanley Ramirez.
Alexander knows his job. Hold him down. The only way you can come back is if you hold him right here. It'd be tough to get a lot of runs off the Sale anyway, but Alexander has the sinker. They do it. No walks. Challenge him.
Inside and a 1-out walk. This is our location. High above right field. Nice crowd here tonight.
Yeah.
Had a nice big crowd here last night, almost 28,000. So that's where we're watching the game tonight. The Blue Room Tap Room. There we go, right above our Fox Sports Kansas City banner. Nice group up here and enjoying the game. Having some nice cold beverages, delicious dinner.
No, the dinners are unbelievable.
You
I
can-
can see the people chowing down on it.
You can walk around and you can visit. You don't have to worry about getting in somebody's way. Like if you're sitting in the lower bowl, if you want to get up from your seat, you want to move around. And it'd be a good spot to bring the kids. Kauffman Stadium is a great place to bring the kids because there's so much to do in the outfield experience. But if mom or dad wants to watch the game and the kids want to walk around, well, there's a dilemma. But if you're up here and you want to watch the game and the kids are a bit antsy, they're restless, they want to walk around, well, this is completely gated in up here except for the steps. But you've got ushers at the top of the steps, bottom of the steps. Jackie Bradley Jr. is down on strikes.
Yep, well guarded.
2 down.
Alexander he's making a nice pitch on our Fox Tracks Missouri lottery in-game box. Off the plate, that's where you want to miss.
So 2 down to Sam Travis. Just called up today. Red Sox brought up Sam Travis and Devin Marrero. Pablo Sandoval was placed on the disabled list with an inner ear infection. And Austin Maddox, a right-hand pitcher who pitched last night, was sent back to the minor leagues. And this guy has been described as an old school pure hitter. No batting gloves. And I was reading up on him because we haven't seen Sam Travis before, and he was asked about his approach to hitting, and his approach simply is to hit that little white thing into tiny bits.
Love it. Don't often hear it described like that.
I've never heard it described like that before.
No, I never have either, but
2-2.
I was doing a little bit of reading up on this guy too, and it seems like you know when you read dirt dog, battler, gritty player, those are all good things you like to hear. Respects the game, plays hard.
Three and two. Red Sox and the Yankees are kind of in the same boat at the moment, where they're good, but they're not a team full of veterans. It's a team that has some veterans, but also has a lot of good young players. Bonifacio over toward the line in right field. He'll take care of Travis, and that's the inning. Mike Moustakas, home run number 100 in his career back in the second inning. He'll lead off the fifth. Moustakas will lead off the bottom of the 5th inning. He's the subject of our Kubota Power Stats. Over his last 17 games, including tonight, he has 5 home runs, 19 driven in. And his home run with 2 outs in the 2nd inning tonight was number 100 in his career, and his first against Chris Sale. Sale with a breaking ball for strike 1. The Royals have just 2 hits in the first 4 innings against Sale. In addition to the Moustakas home run, Alcides Escobar led off the 3rd inning with a single, and that was a milestone hit for him, number 1,000 as a Royal. 0-2.
That's the pitch that Moose hit a homer off of. Sale could care less. He's going, you know what? Hit it again. Here it is. He knows how hard it is. Hit. Oh, man. Oh. There's a buzz the tower. Ooh-wee. Way too close.
Foul tip and a strikeout, and that's 4 for Sale. On the topic of strikeouts, our sprint trivia question for tonight: name the 3 pitchers since 2000 to record a 300 strikeout season. 3 pitchers since 2000 with a 300 strikeout season. How about Clayton Kershaw?
That's what I was thinking.
That's 1.
Okay. Ding ding.
Chesler popped out to first time up. Well, how about your good old buddy on the topic of power lefties?
Randy Johnson.
Correct.
Ding ding ding.
Now, I've been told that when you're working games with Fizz, that he likes to slow it down and give our viewers more time to be involved.
Yeah, he slow plays it big time. Yeah, we've been, we'll go 3 or 4 innings. I'm going, Fizz, really? What about the? We forgot the question. What was it?
But you and I mean, we're in this thing to win it, right?
I mean,
if you're at home and you can't come up with this, man, that's your bad.
That's exactly right.
This is every man for himself. Strikeout number 5 for Chris Sale. Was the 3rd ever a teammate of Randy Johnson. I think they did it the same year. Was it Curt Schilling and Randy Johnson with the Diamondbacks?
Ding ding. Over. Got him. Schilling, where'd he go? 2 of those guys are my teammates. You talking about me, right? No, it's not about me. But look, I did play with almost everybody in the game. It's a lot of fun. Schilling with the Phillies and the big unit with Randy with Montreal.
One and one on Escobar.
I was teammates with 5 Red Sox coaches that are in that dugout over there. It's amazing. Counted it up.
Ruben Amaro.
1.
Brian Butterfield.
2.
John Farrell.
3.
Torey Lovello.
Nope. Torey's gone. He's
Carl Willis.
Nope. Right there next to Farrell.
Chili Davis.
Another one. Yes. One more. We turned 2 a lot.
Gary DiSarcina.
Rat boy, we called him. DSAR. How many general managers do you see coach first base the year after they get let go as a GM? Not many.
And we're talking about Ruben Amaro, who's the first base coach of the Red Sox. Not just any general manager. There's their current president of baseball operations, Dave Dombrowski. But Ruben Amaro was a general manager of the Phillies. So this must be the easiest job he's had in his life compared to that. Sale strikes out the side in the 5th inning. Above right field, and we've been telling you to bring a group out here to Kauffman Stadium, and we're going to visit with, this is Ed DeSoignier from the Heavy Contractors Association. I know I got that wrong. Heavy Constructors Association.
Yes.
As soon as it came out, I said that's not right. Heavy Constructors Association.
Yes.
And so you've been hosting an event here at Kauffman Stadium every year for how many years?
36 years.
36 years. How many times have you been up here with your group?
We've been up here a couple of times. The thing is, we have we've ranged from about 2,000 at the low point to probably bumping up close to 4,000 here the last couple of years.
For one event?
For one event.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's great. Okay, so we've been talking about coming up here and enjoying the game and all the great features of the Blue Moon Tap Room, and so instead of HUD and I've never been up here since it's been the Blue Moon Tap Room. It was a different location and a different name about 9 years ago, but it's newly constructed. It's been remodeled. So HUD and I can talk about all the reasons why someone should come up here, but for someone who has been up here with a group, tell us why this is such a great location.
Well, it's a great view of the ballpark, and I'll tell you right now, with the sun going down, that great breeze blowing through, it just feels fantastic, and it's an absolutely beautiful night for baseball.
Kevin McCarthy now pitching for the Royals, and Josh Rutledge grounds out to Alcides Escobar, one down in the 6th inning. So what's your favorite? I mean, that's a good general way to sell this area up here, but specifically, what are the people you're here with delighted about tonight?
The
food?
Well, the food is
What
good.
did you have to eat tonight?
Well, I had to have a ballpark Frank.
Okay.
Absolutely, and then try the namesake of this place, one of the Blue Moon brews, and yeah, great food, great location. I mean, if you're having a party and you want a great place to have it, and this is the place to schedule. And probably talk to my friend Kevin Bell with the Royals Association. Probably help you out, get a location here.
So you said it's anywhere from 2,000 to 4,000 people that are here for this event. How many do you have up here at the Blue Moon Tap Room?
We'll have we'll have a smaller group up here than that. I mean, we'll have VIPs and stuff usually that will do with that event. But here's what we've done.
So the pretty people from the Heavy Constructors Association make it up to the Blue Moon Tap Room, right?
Yes.
Okay, all right.
The pretty people and some of the VIPs, some of the elected officials that we deal with will come up. But what happens is the whole event began probably, 36 some years ago, when the desire was to, I think, both support the ball club here in Kansas City and provide the construction workers that work for our construction member companies an opportunity to come out with their families for a night of baseball. So annually what we do is we purchase a block of tickets. We make them available to our members at a discounted rate, and our members then talk to their employees about, hey, do you want to take your family out tonight at the ballpark?
Base hit to left field for Sandy Leon. 1 on, 1 out. How many this year?
Well, we haven't started sending the tickets out, but we think
so it's not tonight.
No, it's not tonight.
Oh, okay.
No,
okay.
no, not tonight. I'd have to be over
So
there.
then what are you doing here tonight then? Yeah.
Talking to you.
Yeah, okay.
Sweet. we need a representative.
He got an extra night out of the deal.
Yeah, no,
you know?
I'm talking to you guys.
We're talking about this
what
great
a great
night.
venue this place is.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Only here at the K can you get this kind of treatment.
That's right.
I'm telling you, we're happy, Ed, that you guys are able to make it up here.
Yeah, and we're pleased to be here.
So 2,000 to 4,000. Well, I would say that's supporting the Royals, bringing that many people out here to Kauffman Stadium and allowing them to bring their families out here, enjoy Royals baseball, and the VIPs get to come up here in the Blue Room Tap Room.
Absolutely.
All right, that's good. How many Royals games do you go to every year?
About 10 or 12.
Okay, good.
10 or 12.
All
It's
right.
regular. We like it.
I try to get out. Not as many as you guys.
All right.
Well, we do quite a number of them, but you know what?
I
We
suspect
love
you
it.
do.
You have to love it.
Yes.
Yeah, it's good. Do you love what you do?
I do. I enjoy it.
Beautiful thing when you can do that.
I've been working for these folks for just under 30 years. So yeah.
Good.
It's been very good.
Well, enjoy the rest of the game. Go get another ballpark, Frank, and one of the namesakes of the location we are, as you put it.
I'll do it.
Yeah. All right.
Pleasure talking to you.
Thanks, Ed. Thanks for stopping by.
Way to go, Ed.
Thank you.
Have a good year,
You guys
buddy.
take care.
Ed DeSagne joining us up here in the booth. Devin Marrero at the plate. He has driven in a run. He has scored a run.
Informative. Way to go. Way to pick me up, partner. What's your?
I was confused. I thought the big event was tonight.
It is. Well,
yeah.
You know, but this is you said it. You know, the good-looking people in the construction business are here.
3-2 on Marrero.
It's a good thing I'm with you, or I wouldn't be invited up here. Yeah.
Kevin McCarthy was called up yesterday when Eric Skoglund was sent back to the minor leagues. We figured he wasn't going to, if he was going to appear out of the bullpen, it wasn't going to be for very long. The Royals want him pitching. They want him back in the starting rotation. So we expected that move, and Kevin McCarthy's given up a 1-out single and now a walk, but he was pitching well for the Royals. Just got caught up in a numbers game and was sent back down to AAA Omaha, but kind of a right-handed version of Scott Alexander. When he's on, a lot of ground balls.
No question about it. Heavy two-seam sinker, 92 to 95, with curveball, changeup, and a slider. He's been effective. He's got the eye of the tiger, but you know, the team can use the option on you all year long. You usually got 3 options. So he's going up and down.
Every time the Royals turn a double play, the next day McDouble sandwiches are only $1 at participating McDonald's in the greater KC, St. Joe, and Lawrence locations. 2 on, 1 out. Mookie Betts is 1 for 3. He drove in a run in the 3rd inning, which tied the game at 1. And then Boston had their first 4 hitters reach in the 4th inning against Matt Strahm, and they all scored. 1-1. Mookie Betts last year, second for the American League MVP, won by Mike Trout. 200 hits, 100 runs scored, 100 RBIs. That's what Betts did last year. And it was the first time in 4 seasons that somebody had accomplished that. 200 hits, 100 runs scored, 100 RBIs. The time before, Miguel Cabrera in 2012 when he clinched the Triple Crown right here at Kauffman Stadium.
How about that? He's a phenomenal talent. Chili Davis, their hitting coach, is telling me before the game when I asked him about Betts and how we were able to get him out 5 times last night, he goes, "You guys were lucky. This kid attacks the ball. He's aggressive. He wants to get the first good fastball he can see and drive it. He's not looking to just lay it out there somewhere. Stays inside the ball and he's got confidence." Good pitch there. That's got some nice sinking action to it. Yeah, that's some movement. Man, that thing moved 8 inches into the hitter. That's a bat breaker.
Kane in right center field makes the play. 2 down. And now McCarthy is going to get Chris Young. Chris Young is 2 for 3. Well into the second act, if you will, of his big league career as a part-time player. 33 years old. He'll turn 34 in September. Doesn't seem like that long ago when he was one of the best all-around players in the game with the Arizona Diamondbacks, hitting for power. He has speed. He had a couple of seasons in Arizona where he had at least 25 home runs and 25 stolen bases.
And now, you know, he's becoming a specialty player, maybe a platoon guy, getting most of the lefties, and he's making the most of his role. Leadership skills in the clubhouse are huge for guys his age.
Alex cuts it off in the corner, and that may have saved another run. Leon was going to score from second base. He was going on contact, but if that ball gets by Alex and down into the corner, Marrero may have scored from first base. It is 6-1 Boston in the 6th inning.
Young hammered this right down the middle. You miss there at 92. There's very few big leaguers that won't hit that hard.
You know, you talk about a short swing, and when you're describing a short swing, you're talking about the distance from the stance to the point of contact. How about a short follow through? That's going to drop into center field, and Lorenzo Cain figures he has no chance to get Chris Young, so Xander Bogaerts gets Young to the plate, and now Boston leads 7-1.
Slider spun ahead of it, hit it off the end of the bat, and again gets his second jam shot base hit. Well, actually, it wasn't a jam shot, he just hit it off the end. No chance for Lorenzo to throw him out. Yeah, the short of the swing, Rhino, is usually you develop you're a little bit more accurate to the ball, and you're not longer. And when you tend to stay long with your swing, you loop it, you pop it up. There's a lot that can go wrong. So that's really where you develop your power.
Well, you mentioned a pitch right down the middle of the plate at 92, and Chris Young, this is 2 hits ago,
Okay,
could have muscled up, but watch the follow through, Hud. I mean,
Ooh,
he didn't even get the bat wrapped around his shoulder.
He stuck it. That means he had the short, compact swing, and then once he hit and made contact, he just got off the accelerator. Decelerated quickly.
Hanley Ramirez walked in the 5th inning. Otherwise, he's 0 for 2. Out to Escobar. He thought about going to second base. He'll throw out Ramirez instead. That's the inning. Boston gets 2 more, and they lead by 7. Red Sox have an 8-1 lead. So if the Royals are going to have a sonic slam inning, now's the time. Gloria Minnick from KCMO is our contestant. If the Royals hit a home run out of the park in this inning, Gloria wins $900, but we're talking about a grand slam. Gloria wins $25,000 from Sonic and the Royals if the Royals hit a grand slam out of the park in this inning. Alex in the 3rd inning with a runner at first, nobody out, tried to bunt for a base hit. He did not reach, but he got Escobar to second base and was credited with a sacrifice. This was the defense that he was looking at. They are not concerned about him dropping down a bunt in a 7-run game in the 6th inning, but when he batted in that inning after 1 strike, the Red Sox shifted, figuring he would not bunt. Now he swings away, and Rutledge makes a nice play in shallow right field. Alex thinks that Sam Travis was off the bag. He was pointing at first base after the throw.
Hit a ball that hard. Wow. Rutledge out of nowhere. Let's see. Oh well. Obviously he got his toe on there.
Ball 1 to Merrifield. He has popped to first and grounded back to the mound. That is foul off the right field line. Chris Sale has set down 11 of the last 12. He struck out the side in the 5th inning, and he has struck out 6 tonight. He has walked 0.
Yep.
So Chris Sale has struck out 142 this year and walked only 18. And And Jackie Bradley Jr. brings it down for the second out. So college teammate to college teammate. Merrifield to Bradley Jr. 2 down. Jorge Bonifacio has struck out twice tonight against Sale, both times on a fastball.
Jerry Remy, long-time broadcaster for the Red Sox, color commentator on TV, was telling me before the game as we had a nice little chat about Sale. And I told him he was a little bit shocked to see the numbers. I don't think he had seen the numbers yet of our guys against him. But he talked about Sale, how, you know, he's become an event there in Boston. People love to be able to, you know, to come out to the ballpark. And he compared it with Pedro Martinez in his day, and how fans would build up every 5th day to come and watch him perform. And he said as far as it comes to the media, he's been really good with the media, honest, fair, upright, and really in a very difficult media city. So it's nice to hear Rim Dog talking highly of Sale. Beautiful pitch.
He has struck out 7, and he's gotten Bonifacio 3 times. So Chris Sale has now set down 13 of the last 14. Ram. Test drive a Ram truck at the Ram Drive and Discover sales event going on now. And by Academy Sports and Outdoors, for all for less. 8-1 Boston to the 7th inning. And Ned Yost is going to get some of his regulars out of the game. Alex Gordon will move from left field to center field. So Brandon Moss takes over in left, and Ramon Torres is the new shortstop. So Kane and Escobar out of there.
Moss is going to like that, getting a little action, and I guarantee you Alex moving to center, he's not going to complain about that either. He loves to play, especially center field. Look at him, looking to his left and to his right. No lines to restrict him, saying that's right, it's all mine.
On Jackie Bradley Jr.
Excuse me. Moss's last appearance in the outfield was April 23rd. And well, heads up out there, because you know what, that ball will find you. First time you get out there, it's been a couple of months since he's been out there. It's coming to him. You watch.
There's a day game tomorrow, and it's going to be hot. So this gives Ned Yost an opportunity to get some of those guys off their legs so they're fresh as possible tomorrow. And for Escobar, this is the first inning that he will miss all year. Jackie Bradley Jr. is out #1 in the 7th inning. So this is the first time that he has been on the Royals bench when the Royals have been on the field.
Okay, now the ball didn't find Moss, but it found Torres. It'll find you when you get out there, I guarantee you. And I saw Torres, they was working with Mike Jersley today before the game at shortstop. Looked kind of different to have somebody working out there at short. But now he's in.
Upstairs to Sam Travis, who was called up before the game tonight. 1 for 3 with a double and a run scored. It's his 2nd time with the Red Sox this year. One ball and 1 strike. 2nd round pick of the Red Sox 3 years ago out of the University of Indiana, where he was teammates with Kyle Schwarber.
Ah. Schwarber's hit the jackpot. Yeah, imagine those guys in the middle of that order, left and right-handed.
Yeah. Went to the College World Series in 2013.
I like his approach. He's loose, hands are relaxed. You can see him moving those fingers.
Second inning for Kevin McCarthy. The Red Sox scored 3 on 4 hits against him in the 6th. Sinker is low. 3 balls, 2 strikes.
That sinker, he's got excellent movement, does McCarthy. He stay with that one. Come right back with that again and keep it down about below the knees. Get a little ground ball out.
Bonifacio to the line, and it's off his glove before he slams into the wall. It's a foul ball. He wasn't quite sure because there's not a lot of room between the line and the sidewall in that area, but it is a foul ball.
Nice effort. He gave full effort, 100%. Just went off the end of his glove. What a beautiful thing to have the walls padded. Sinker down. Look at Salvi saying, come on. There you go.
Torres again. 2 down. MLB.TV Premium, the #1 live streaming sports service. Watch every out-of-market game live at home, in the office, or on the go. Blackout restrictions do apply. Visit MLB.com, MLB.TV for details.
Woohoo! They're having a good time.
Rutledge takes a slider for a strike. Alex fades back in center field and takes care of it. McCarthy has a 1-2-3, top of the 7th. Stretch time at Kauffman Stadium. Boston leads 8-1.
His A game here to the K. He knows how good the Royals hitters have been against him, but our Napa know how? Oh man, Sale knows how. He is blazing. 7 punch-outs tonight. Sliders working good. Hasn't walked a batter. Look at him, breathing fire. And still is towing the slab. Look at that body language. That all is part of that whole makeup there. And the way he kicks the dirt, looks at him.
Suddenly looks a little confused, like he doesn't know where he is.
Well, he's looking out in the outfield about something, but I think he knows exactly what he's doing now. Look at that, just challenging hitters left and right with a nice 7-run lead. He's a beast.
First at bat for Moss, and he pulls it into shallow right field. Rutledge is there, and there's one down in the bottom of the 7th inning.
It's 2 base hits Rutledge is taking away.
Chris Sale, first-round pick of the White Sox in 2010, made his big league debut that same year. Only made 11 minor league appearances, and by early August he was pitching with the White Sox and pitching very well out of the bullpen. He has quite a few saves from early in his career. 1-1 against Hosmer. Hosmer's grounded out twice against Sale. That's up into the upper deck. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Backhanded at third by Marrero. There's some bragging rights, and Hosmer looks over at his buddy as he crosses first base.
Haas is great at this. That high fastball slaps it by just a short hop pick. A pretty easy pick. Now, if it landed a foot in front of that, it would have been a little more difficult. But when you play against your friends and off the field, that's the best. Haas not real happy.
Yeah, guys, these aren't just good friends. They're basically brothers. We told you about Jackie Bradley Jr. last night.
That is deep into the corner. Foul.
Yeah, just foul. You could tell that it was going that way. Well, told you about Jackie Bradley Jr. last night and his relationship with Whit Merrifield, but for Devin Marrero and Eric Hosmer, they've been dreaming of that moment since they were kids, playing together since they were 9, 10 years old. And you know, Devin Marrero really views the Hosmer family as his second family. Went through some tough times when he was a kid, and as they played together, he would later spend so many hours at the Hosmer house, and both Mike and Ileana basically refer to Devin as their third son. And so the timing of this, and they were hoping he'd be here, and then Pedroia came back, so they didn't think it was going to happen. And I talked to Mike Hosmer this morning, and he said Devin is coming back. This is a very, very special moment for the Hosmer family.
Well, he made a nice play on Eric for the second out of the 7th inning. Boston leads 8-1. game in the later innings, including Drew Butera. He'll take over behind the plate for Salvador Perez. Chesler Cuthbert was the DH, so he's at first base. So the Royals will be without their designated hitter. And Travis Wood, who can swing the bat, might get his first at bat as the Royals come up in the bottom of the 8th inning.
That wouldn't be a bad thing.
There's Sandy Leon getting ready to make his way to the plate. He is responsible for our Honda play of the game. 1-1 tie in the 4th inning, and Leon drove in 2 runs, and that was the first 2 of 4 in the 4th inning for the Red Sox. They had a 3-run 6th, and Leon scored a run in that inning. So 8-1 Boston in the top of the 8th inning.
What a good swing that was. We showed you. Drove the ball to the opposite field. Leon, good hitting catcher.
One and one from Travis Wood.
Wood features fastball, slider, change, and curve. He's got all 4. He tries to stay on the corners, worked out in the zone. It's been much better last few outings, especially on the West Coast. 5 straight scoreless outings for Wood. That's what he's talking about. Just like Hamill. How about that? Wood and Hamill, you know, both pitched for the Cubs last year, had rough starts. Now they're pitching like they're capable. Good pitch there. Wood just challenging hitters. That's a 4-seamer right there. Locked him up. Yeah.
And now Devin Marrero with 1 out. This is his 3rd tour with the Red Sox this year. Joel was telling us that most recently he was up when Dustin Pedroia was on the disabled list, and when Pedroia came back, his good buddy Eric Hosmer figured they were going to miss each other, but then Pablo Sandoval went down before the game tonight with an inner ear infection, and so Marrero has a hit, a walk, 2 runs scored, an RBI, and he's taken a base hit away from Eric Hosmer.
He did. And did you see the smile on Marrero's face? I mean, he was proud. And sometimes the moments in baseball between friends are magical. You can't write it up.
And another base hit for Marrero.
He is raking. John Farrell putting those 2 young guys in that lineup tonight have made a big difference for him.
And Joel shared the story. It's a very touching story when you peel back a few layers. Joel said he went through a tough time when he was in high school. His father was sent to prison for a long time, and Devin has 2 sisters, and he assumed the responsibility, becoming the man of the house. His father was his best friend, his greatest role model, and now he's gone as far as an everyday presence in his life. And so that's where the Hosmers took over. Eric became like a brother. Mike Sr., who he called a second father. Ileana like a mother. And they really picked up Devin Marrero. Merrifield brings it down. So the timing couldn't have been better for Marrero to be called back up and for the Hosmers to be in town to see it happen.
Yeah, I'm sure they're thrilled, even though they're not on the winning side tonight. You might get some action tomorrow night as well.
So 2 down, and now Chris Young.
Couple of the fans up here talking to me in between innings, and the guy got a tweet from one of his buddies, or a text. Bundy in Manhattan said, "Hud's quiet tonight. What's wrong?" I said, "Man, I feel good. I don't know. Everything's good. We just not a lot to talk about when we've only scored 1 run."
Why would somebody think something's wrong when you're quiet?
Exactly. That's a good thing.
Yeah,
I think so. Here we are. Come on, we're alive.
Speak for yourself, Bundy in Manhattan.
Come on, Bundy, shake yourself, man. Let's go. Look at my face, red as a beet up here, taking that sun for 2 hours decay here. I love it, man. We're gonna come back and win this game, Rhino.
Well, thanks a lot, Bundy. It was going to be a nice, quiet night up here at the Blue Moon Tap Room.
My partner is not going to be happy because he's not going to be able to shut me up again.
Who do we need to get ejected from the stadium for showing you that text?
All right, I'm coming alive. Oh, Woody, go ahead and paint that corner. Hey now, could have been. Butera made it look nice.
Get a little rowdy up here, Hud.
It is. I think they saw me stand up. They got a little bit excited.
Yeah.
And hey, look, I'm okay with it.
Okay.
Let's just go. How many more times are we going to get to come up here this year? This is it. Maybe I can get him to do the Macarena up here a little bit. In between, innings here. In the commercial break. We'll see what they got.
Cuthbert, Wood, and Butera, and Chesler in foul territory puts an end to the top of the 8th inning.
Let me tell you what, the lone bright spot for that 1 run was in the 2nd inning. Mike Moustakas off of Chris Sale, our Dodge drive of the game. It was his 100th home run in his career, 19th on the season. Fantastic. Sent that fan on his backside up the stairs. That ball was tattered and battered and not walking. Good stroke on a fastball right down the middle. Oh, he tried it again.
So you say, with no shutout on the line, a no-hitter not on the line, why is Chris Sale still out there in a 7-run game? He's thrown 85 pitches.
That's he's This is the best game I've seen him throw against the Royals in a long time.
He has set down 16 of the last 17, including the last 14. And that, if Leon can get it down to first base, which he does, is his 9th strikeout.
I mean, almost sidearm. Forget about 3/4. Leon, soft hands back there. He's able to keep it from bouncing too far away.
9 strikeouts, all swinging. So he's 1 away from his 10th start this year. 10 out of 15, by the way, if he gets another one with 10 or more strikeouts. Cuthbert is 0 for 2 so far, and he takes high and away ball 1. Bogarts in time.
Even though Dave Holtzman wasn't invited up here tonight, our statistician, because it's a little bit too, he gets a nosebleed when you get too high up in the stands. He told me that Chris Sale's last start last season, it was in September 16th, he threw a complete game shutout against the Royals, so it hadn't been that long. Just because we got some good numbers on him doesn't mean we can get carried away. He's still a tough competitor.
First at bat for Ramon Torres. Bradley backs up and makes a play. So that great comeback Hud was talking about, we're down to our last inning.
Come on, fellas.
But a 7-run home run would tie it.
All right.
Remember, if you can't catch the game on TV, you can stream games live on your mobile device. Download the Fox Sports Go app, log in, and stream the Royals. Travis Wood stays on after a scoreless 8th inning. He'll get Bogarts, Ramirez, and Bradley Jr. Over the inside, strike 1.
Travis Wood pitching with much more conviction. You can tell he's confident. He's getting out there and he's saying, all right, you know what, it's my time to shine. Let's show what I can do.
past Cuthbert. Bonifacio cuts it off quickly. Bogarts is going to hold with a long single. That's 13 hits for the Red Sox tonight, 2 for Bogarts. Hanley Ramirez 0 for 3 with a walk. Matt Strom went 3, gave up 1 run in his first 3 innings. Then he faced 4 batters in the 4th. They all reached and scored. So 5 runs, 7 hits in 3 innings. Scott Alexander pitched a couple of scoreless innings, and the Red Sox got 3 against Kevin McCarthy in 3 innings. Bonifacio makes a play just below us. Bogarts back to first, and there's 1 down. And now Travis Wood will get Jackie Bradley Jr. who always seems to be one of the hottest hitters in the league when the Red Sox come to Kansas City.
And you know, that was a few years back. Jackie Bradley Jr. was on the Royals radar. They were liking him. They were going, you know what, let's get him. It's not that easy. And you know, when you perform well against a certain team, and maybe you don't do much against other teams, but you have a certain demeanor, you know, you get hot against a certain team, then that team says, wow, this guy, he's unbelievable. We want him on our team. That's kind of how it works, and that's how trades work and free agency and all that whole stuff.
Finally put it together last year. That was his breakout season. Prior to that, he just kind of shuttling between AAA and the Red Sox, back and forth, and then settled in last year. Looked like a swing, and it was. And it was the home plate umpire Gary Cederstrom making the ruling. Second strikeout for Travis Wood.
It's pretty good for Woody, considering Jackie Bradley Jr. is hitting .382 against lefties. Impressive. For both Travis and Jackie Bradley Jr. to hit that high number against lefties is pretty good.
Inside corner to Sam Travis. So bad news so far for the Royals tonight, down 8-1 in the 9th inning, but good news out of Baltimore. The Orioles came back and beat the Indians tonight.
Good. They've been on a roll. Cleveland has been.
Cleveland had a 5-2 lead going into the 5th inning. Baltimore got 3 in the 5th, 1 in the 7th. So the Royals will not lose any ground in the standings, chasing Cleveland. And Minnesota, who had a pretty good lead earlier in the game tonight, their lead is now 8-7 in the bottom of the 6th inning as Chicago has come back in that game. So the Royals have a chance of getting wiped out tonight by the Red Sox and not losing any ground on first place or second place.
That's always a good thing.
Still 0-2. Eight runs, 13 hits for Boston, no home runs. Still trying to wrap my brain around the Boston Red Sox having the fewest home runs in the American League.
those numbers, those years you were given earlier. I mean, there's a lot of gap, a lot of space in between there. You know, with that green monster in left field, that short wall out there. And Chili knows all about that. Chili played in the National League and the American League in his long career. But you know, you miss Big Papi. That's a lot of pop in your lineup. No question about it. But I asked Chili about Big Papi, and he said, you know, Hud, he was phenomenal. It was incredible what he did at his age. Chili played in his 30s, you know, and he said, but you know, we've moved on now. That's baseball. You know, when he's gone, we're doing the best we can with what we have. It's not too shabby. They're challenging the Yankees. The Yankees, they lost again tonight against, you know, with the Angels. To the Yankees.
That's 7 consecutive losses.
Right, on the West Coast, where, you know, you're supposed to beat those teams, aren't you? Doesn't always happen. In New York, that's right, the Angels. I remember they were going to fly there. That's why they're done.
Were there before we were in Anaheim.
Not on the West Coast, but a West Coast team.
That's what you meant.
That's it. I did. And you know, I just forgot that the Yankees, the Angels boarded the plane when we did, and they headed out.
Torres backhands.
Nice arm.
Royals coming up, bottom of the 9th. Boston leads 8-1.
Game on Boulevard Royals Live. Milestone night early for the Royals. We'll talk about that. Plus Chris Sale looking as good as ever in search of his 3rd ever complete game against the Royals, but he's never had a start where he allowed 2 hits or less. That, and we'll get you ready for a quick turnaround in the series finale tomorrow. Perhaps also Hud can come on and break out his Los Del Rio and channel the Macarena from the mid-90s.
I tried. You know what, Joel? I went up here at the Blue Moon, the tap room here, and I went in between commercials and said, "Hey, look, let's give our fans a little bit of love. How about a little dance or something?" They all looked at me and they go, "Hang with them. We're done. No dancing tonight." Ah, where'd it go? Where's the life? No, there's still a lot of folks up here having a good time. I don't think that they're young enough to do the Macarena. I think, you know, they don't even know what that was, that dance.
That's great, Hud.
I mentioned it.
Thanks for sharing that with us.
I told you, I'm trying to bring it here late. We're going to have a rally. We're going to beat Sale.
2-2 on Alex Gordon. He still has not thrown 100 pitches for Sale. 96. He's retired 19 of the last 20 and the last 17. The last 18, and there's another 10 strikeout game for Chris Sale.
Filthy.
Chris Sale is making his 15th start tonight. That is his 10th with 10 or more strikeouts, and he also has 2 starts with 9 strikeouts. And he hasn't walked anyone tonight, so he has just a staggering strikeout to walk ratio. 146 strikeouts and 18 walks. Two balls and no strikes on Merrifield. If the Royals bat 5 in the inning, we'll see Travis Wood hit. And he can hit.
Be interesting though, you know, I hadn't had an AB all year. Stepping in there on Sale. I'm sure he welcomed it though, you know. I mean, players, when, you know, hitters, they want to face the best. They love the challenge, number one, and number two, if they're expected to go over, but if they get a couple of hits off him, your buddies all call you and go, wow, you got 2 hits off of Chris Sale. Moose is saying, you know what? He's not saying it, but his buddies are going, you got your 100th off of Sale? It's impressive. Escobar, 1,000th hit tonight. Off of Chris Sale.
And that's his first walk.
Wow. How about that?
And speaking of 2 hits against Chris Sale, that's what the Royals have tonight. And none since the 3rd inning when Escobar got his 1,000th hit as a Royal, and the lowest hit total Sale has had in his career against the Royals, and we're talking about a long career. This is his 21st start, is 4. It's only the 3rd time that Chris Sale has struck out 10 or more against the Royals. Now, the interesting thing about that is that Sale didn't have one single 10 strikeout game against the Royals in his first 18 starts, and now he's got 3 in a row. 1 ball, 1 strike. He has struck out Bonifacio 3 times. The strikeout against Gordon, by the way, was the first called 3rd strike. The first 9 were all swinging strikeouts. One ball, 2 strikes, and now he's up over 100 pitches. So Fernando Abad begins to loosen up in the Red Sox bullpen. Still 1-2. The timing was just perfect for Chris Sale to leave the White Sox. White Sox are rebuilding. Red Sox were looking to make a trade. Some wondered if all that losing was getting to Chris Sale. Remember last year he cut up all those throwback uniforms out of frustration. Bonifacio deep into left center field. Gone. Jorge Bonifacio, who struck out in his first 3 at-bats against Sale, hangs in there with 2 strikes, batting in the bottom of the 9th inning, and hits a 2-run shot to left center field.
Hey, now here we come. I told you it could happen. But that ball there, the breaking ball, stayed down. That's a great swing. He caught it out front, got some back underside, little backspin there, and one hopped it into the fountains. And it was nice to see the fountains out here in right center field and being up this close. Rhino, beautiful sight. Bonifacio says, you struck me out 3 times and I got you. On a pretty good pitch. Breaking ball, try a little backdoor slider.
John Farrell is on the steps. So if this gets any worse, he's probably going to make a change. And now a fly ball into right center field, going to drop in front of Jackie Bradley Jr. and Travis Wood is going to come to the plate. And John Farrell, with a pitcher coming up, is going to make a pitching change. But that has more to do with Sale's pitch count than it does who's coming up.
Yeah, and look at how angry Sale is. He is not happy.
He struck out Alex Gordon to begin the bottom of the 9th inning, but then a walk, a home run, and a single, and he's not happy, but in fact he's furious that the Red Sox and their fans are happy with his effort. Fernando Abad is a Chevy call to the bullpen. Very outspoken toward White Sox management when Adam LaRoche retired. And remember, he cut up the throwback uniforms last year because he didn't like them. So the timing was good. He's never pitched in the postseason. So the competitor that he is, all the losing was probably getting to him. And you wonder how a guy is going to respond when all of a sudden he's under the bright lights of a big market with a team with big expectations. And he's putting together one of the best seasons of his career.
Sure is.
And Fernando Abad.
You know, you love the competitiveness in him. He wasn't happy. Threw a little tantrum on the mound, you know, not in front of the manager or anything. He just frustrated that he's allowed a couple of hits and a homer.
Wanted to give the bullpen the whole night off.
Right. He has pride.
Travis Wood with a runner at first. And crowns that just foul outside of third base. He turned on that 89-mile-an-hour pitch.
You know he's pumped right here. He's a hitter.
9 home runs.
He said he's got Greinke in his little 1-chapter home run book.
He doesn't look like a pitcher up there.
No.
Fouls it away. Good athlete. In fact, you can find it on YouTube, but Joe Madden on more than one occasion would bring in Travis Wood to face a lefty. And then when a right-hand batter came up, Joe Madden put him in left field so he didn't have to take him out of the game, and then would bring him back in for the next lefty. Well, one of those times he made a great play into the ivy at Wrigley Field playing left.
Yeah.
Because as you said, the ball will find you.
Exactly. And it was in the playoffs, I believe. Might have been the World Series. I'm not sure when it was exactly, but I saw it. I was watching the game. And he ran him up into the ivy right up against the wall, and he's able to focus and make the play. And he's got a good AB going here against Abad. He's won the batting average here this year.
Abad was not on the rubber, so the fans are screaming for a balk. Chased a curveball that was way up and away.
Look at that.
And the game ends on a double play.
Oh, he ran hard.
Yeah, the Royals. Are they going to take another look at it? The Red Sox are beginning their congratulation handshakes and hugs on the field. And the Royals have decided they will not challenge. And he was out. So a double play ends it. The Red Sox even the series tonight. Final score 8-3. We'll be right back.